It's dangerous to go alone, brick fanatics. Take this, the new Zelda LEGO, which is absolutely gorgeous, but let's be honest here, is kinda taking the mick. Let's get all the good stuff out of the way before we talk about the problem with this set. Zelda LEGO is something that fans have been wanting for a very long time, and just anecdotally looking at the kinds of sets that get made and reach the 10,000 supporter mark for LEGO ideas, it's very clear that Zelda LEGO is one of the brand IPs that LEGO fans have been wanting to see for a very long time. We've had dozens of really cool, really neat Zelda LEGO ideas projects, all of which have been rejected for various reasons. And now finally the LEGO Group and Nintendo have given us the partnership that we've been wanting. And in fairness, this is a really cool set. It comes with 2,500 pieces, so it's not exactly small. It is a 2-in-1 set, so you can build the Great Deku Tree either from Ocarina of Time or from Breath of the Wild. It comes with 4 minifigures, Adult Link and Child Link from Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild Link and Zelda. There are brick-built Koroks, there are printed elements for fairies, there are printed elements for signs. All around, this is a really cool set. It's not perhaps as cool as some of the LEGO Idea fan projects that have been submitted over the years, but then at the same time that's a high bar to pass because a lot of these are really, really neat. Indeed, the minifigures that they've given us do look an awful lot like those not entirely legal kind of wannabe Zelda minifigures that are third-party, not actual LEGO, that you tend to see a lot at fan conventions and different events where people have got something that is kind of compatible with the LEGO minifigure but not quite the same. And these minifigures almost look exactly like those, so they are ideal for fans who want to just have Zelda minifigures. We've even got a little LEGO Master Sword, which is one of those elements that people have been wanting for a very long time as well. All in all, this is a pretty neat set, and it's one that's definitely going to be very, very appealing to Zelda fans with a certain amount of money in the bank. For everybody else, well, this is really the problem with the set, isn't it? Because unlike, say, Dune, which is a larger-ish set of over £100 in price, but then targeted at a fairly grown-up audience, Zelda is something that appeals to LEGO fans of all ages, and yet these sets are very, very expensive. It is going to be very difficult for a lot of LEGO fans to be able to pony up the cash necessary to actually purchase them. Zelda LEGO comes in at £259.99 in the UK, $299.99 in the US, and €299.99 in Europe, making it one of the more expensive options in the LEGO catalogue, which is unfortunate for a set that is going to appeal to a lot of fans of all ages who just want to be able to play with those minifigures, if nothing else. I mentioned this a little bit when talking about the Dungeons & Dragons set when that was first revealed, that again, a brilliant set. Really, really cool. Excellent for people who love a bit of fantasy in their LEGO collection. Excellent for people who are both fans of LEGO and who are fans of Dungeons & Dragons and who have quite a bit of disposable income, but not great for the waves and waves of Dungeons & Dragons fans who maybe don't want to have to spend quite this much money on a LEGO set. Now, with Dungeons & Dragons, we are going to be getting a series of collectible minifigures, which does somewhat alleviate the problem, and it's possible that potentially down the line we could get a LEGO Zelda set that is at a lower price point or a little bit more accessible for fans who might not necessarily have this much money. But at the same time, this being a partnership between Nintendo and LEGO, you can't necessarily guarantee that we're going to get everything that fans actually want, because if fans got everything that they actually wanted from a partnership between Nintendo and LEGO, we would have Mario minifigures by now. This Zelda LEGO set is the latest in a now annual line of Nintendo direct-to-consumer sets that are a bit meatier and a bit bulkier than the ones that are being offered up for horrible LEGO Furby Mario, which is what I call the standard LEGO Super Mario things. So we get one of these a year, whether it's a Nintendo Entertainment System or a question mark block, or last year the Mighty Bowser, which was a really cool one. And this year, finally, for the first time, we're getting some minifigures and we're getting a little bit more beyond the Mario brand. And that's great, and it's a really excellent use of this larger direct-to-consumer format that they've been using annually just for one set a year to kind of placate anybody who's not entirely satisfied with horrible LEGO Furby Mario. Now, clearly, horrible LEGO Furby Mario is working heartbreaking for both LEGO and Nintendo because they just keep churning these sets out. This has got to be a fantastic moneymaker for both companies. It's just a shame that it really doesn't scratch the itch that a lot of Nintendo fans have for LEGO, which is that we want to see Mario in the minifigure scale that basically every other brand IP uses in LEGO form. And while yes, there are certainly some pretty neat brick-built things within Horrible LEGO Furby Mario's entire range and theme, some of them are better than others, and a lot of them are quite restrictive in the way that they are built and played with if done following all of the rules. One of the best things about LEGO is that you can really do it your own way. You get the instruction booklet in the box, but you don't necessarily need to follow it if you don't want to. You can build that LEGO set however you want it to be built. And I often feel that Horrible LEGO Furby Mario is very restrictive in how it can be used because a lot of it is built around a very specific type of play where you wobble little Horrible LEGO Furby Mario around on a bunch of different things, tap him on those tiles that he can interact with. And that's kind of it, and often these sets are not really as designed around rebuilding these things into different kinds of creations. Like the parts that are in the boxes, the elements that are in there, don't necessarily lend themselves to a lot of different creative play. And that I do feel is a real letdown for the theme as a whole. Contrast that with the Animal Crossing LEGO sets, which are at minifigure scale, and which are a lot more just flexible. They allow for a lot more different types of play, and people are able to do whatever they want and create however they want to within that space, which is entirely fitting for Animal Crossing as a theme, because that's exactly how the games work. Now, Zelda falls somewhere between Mario and Animal Crossing in terms of creativity within the play space, when we're talking specifically about the original source material here, the games. Because yes, with Mario, you've got a very specific path that you're going down. It's not Sonic. You don't have a lot of different options on that path. You are going one way and you are going in a straight line, and your goal is to get to the end of the level and to defeat Bowser. With Animal Crossing, you've got a lot more creativity, you've got a lot more play, you can kind of make your own things. And with Zelda, we're somewhere in between the two, especially with the latest Tears of the Kingdom game, which is very flexible if you want to make all kinds of weird and wild and horrible creations using the somewhat expansive physics system there that allow you to just kind of glue anything together and make your own weird and wacky wild thing. Perhaps it's fitting then that LEGO Zelda is somewhere between LEGO Animal Crossing and LEGO Mario in terms of how flexible it is and how much fans are going to be able to turn it into whatever they want it to be. It's got this wonderful 2-in-1 design, so it can be two different games depending on which one you'd like the best. You can't do both at the same time, but that's never really a factor with these kind of multiple in one sets. But at the same time, it's nice that the Ocarina of Time has been included. It's not the most relevant Zelda game at the moment. You can play it on modern hardware if you really want to and if you're willing to pay a subscription fee, but it is not kind of top of Nintendo's list in terms of the types of games that they are currently promoting. So it's great that that's an inclusion, and it does mean that this set has a lot more variety and flexibility than it could otherwise have. The challenge really simply only is, because this set is so big and so expensive, there are going to be a lot of people who want to get their hands on Zelda LEGO who just will not be able to. Now, I don't normally like drawing the distinction between child LEGO fans and adult LEGO fans because there's so much blurring between these two categories. Like that 18+ branding on a lot of LEGO sets is entirely for show. It's purely arbitrary, and somebody younger can enjoy that set and it's absolutely fine, and somebody older can enjoy a set that is 6+ or whatever as much as they like. Like there's no real boundary between these two groups. At the same time, when it comes to something like this, that large price tag does rule out a lot of the kids, a lot of the teenagers, a lot of the younger LEGO fans and Zelda fans who would absolutely love to get hold of these sets, but who absolutely cannot pay $300 for it. And yes, there's going to be a lot of adults who are simply priced out of being able to pick this up as well, because that is such a high price tag. And so I do have to hope that maybe we will get lucky and we will get some other Zelda LEGO down the line. But even if we do, it still feels quite just unfair to push this out as the very first Zelda LEGO set, so that anybody who happens to suffer from that fear of missing out ends up feeling like they need to pony up that cash in order to be able to buy something which it could be available at a lower price point for those who are willing to pay a little bit of money but who just can't justify the huge £260 price tag. I think about Sonic, and I think about, leaving aside LEGO Dimensions, how Sonic made his debut in the LEGO catalogue with an actual set. And we got this wonderful, delightful LEGO Ideas build from Toaster Girl and the LEGO Ideas team, which is one of the more affordable of the LEGO Ideas sets. And so if you were just desperate for a little piece of Sonic the Hedgehog in LEGO form, you could buy this set and you would be completely satisfied. But it didn't need to be huge. It didn't need to be expansive, and it didn't need to be ginormous. And because it came in at the price point that it did, it meant that a lot of people who just wanted that Sonic minifigure could feel a little bit more comfortable purchasing it. Like, for younger fans who just wanted to play with Sonic Lego, this was an option. And then eventually we got a full Sonic theme, and we got a lot more Lego sets and a lot more cheaper Lego sets, so that it became even more accessible. But the point is, when it debuted, it didn't cost several £100s. I also think about this wonderful piranha plant, a brick-built set which is not going to break the bank. It comes in at a much more affordable and accessible price, and that means that anybody who didn't want horrible Lego Furby Mario, but who still wanted to dip their toes into the Lego Mario waters, had something they could pick up that wasn't going to be quite as expensive as the Mighty Bowser or the Giant Question Mark block or the Nintendo Entertainment System. Like, this is a really neat, small little build that I quite enjoy having on the desk. And I remember when this came out, I thought to myself, finally, we're getting the kind of collaboration between LEGO and Nintendo that I've been wanting. Something that is at a lower price point and becomes a little bit more accessible for a lot of people. Something that allows for a little bit more flexibility and creativity, for the LEGO designers to kind of stretch their wings a little bit and see what else they can come up with within a LEGO space without being beholden either to the very childish, horrible LEGO Furby Mario system or the larger, more expansive direct-to-consumer builds. And unfortunately, we've not really had anything else like this since, where I felt like that was a perfect avenue for exploration, and apparently we're just not getting them. Now, I know a lot of people get tired of the, oh, Lego is too expensive these days complaint, and I know that a lot of people will simply say, oh, well, if you can't afford it, then just don't buy it. But at the same time, this is a toy. This is a series of toys. All of Lego is toys, right? And toys are designed to be played with, not just by old people who've got lots of money, but by everybody. And if a toy is so expensive that a lot of the children who want to play with it are not able to actually get hold of it, then that toy is not actually fulfilling its purpose. All of that said, this is an absolutely delightful looking Lego set. It appears to do all of the big things that a lot of Lego and Nintendo fans are going to want from this collaboration. Now, personally, I do think that some of the fan designs from Lego Ideas projects in times past have been a little bit better, a little bit just more suited to this brand, but at the same time, Zelda Lego fans are going to take what they can get. That's kind of the problem. But that's just me, and maybe I'm just bitter to have to give more of my money yet again to the LEGO Group and to Nintendo. Fingers crossed we get some smaller LEGO sets with the Zelda branding in the future, but in the meantime, this thing is going to be pretty cool for those few LEGO fans who can afford it. Let us know your thoughts on the set. The window cleaner is here. Let us know your thoughts on the set down in the comments. Make sure that you leave a like and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and all of that jazz. Are you done? Are you done? He's done. Make sure that you also, if you are going to be purchasing this Zelda Lego set, or indeed any other Lego set for that matter, that you use the QR code, which is on the screen right now, or the affiliate link, which is down in the description. You use that link, it takes you straight to the Lego website, but we get a little bit of a kickback when you make that purchase, and that just helps to keep the lights on at Brick Fanatics. Make sure, by the way, that you do go to brickfanatics.com for all of your Lego news, and make sure that you sign up to our newsletter so that you never miss anything Lego related ever again. Thank you very much for watching.